Tania has a BA in photojournalism, and she has worked in marketing for the last 10 years. She recently returned to college for her master's in management of aging services, which she'll complete in June 2011. And the name of Tania's speech is The Boom. Please welcome Tania Rain.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Happy summer solstice, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests. I'm Tania Rain, and I'm here to talk to you about our aging society. There are more than 78 million baby boomers today in America who were born between 1946 and 1964. We have an aging crisis on our hands for two reasons. First, because of the shrinking workforce. On January 1st, 2011, the first baby boomer will turn 65. As boomers begin to retire and exit the workforce, we're going to have a problem replacing them because there's not enough of the younger cohort. The second reason that we have an aging crisis on our hands is due to depleting social services. It is most likely as boomers age, there will not be enough services to meet their needs. Medicare will become strained, and Social Security will not be enough to support this group of people. Tonight I will discuss in detail the issues behind social services by analyzing what plagues today's homebound seniors. I will contrast homebound seniors with those living in licensed facilities, and I will give examples of community services that are currently available. Then I will introduce services most needed in the community. The plague of loneliness is the #1 problem facing seniors today. In studies conducted by UCLA, the University of Chicago Medical Center, and the University of the Netherlands, shows an association between loneliness, isolation, and higher risk for major disease. 51% of people who suffer from loneliness have a higher risk of dementia and Alzheimer's disease. 97% of people who suffer from loneliness and isolation are at higher risk for heart disease. And there's been a correlation between loneliness, depression, and an early risk of fatality. There are 4 things that people can do to live to the age of 100, which includes eating a plant-based diet, non-forced exercise, which is daily routines that include activity, a purpose, so living to a greater purpose, and a social network. There is very little correlation between DNA and living longer. However, if you belong to the right tribe and you grow up with that tribe, it keeps you living because of the social network. Homebound seniors are more likely to suffer from loneliness than those living in a facility. There are over 500,000 seniors in Oregon, and 2% of them live in licensed facilities such as assisted living, long-term care, and such. However, those living in those facilities have more access to social services than those who are living homebound. The Long-Term Care Ombudsman Office of Oregon are advocates for those seniors who live in facilities. They run a program called the Friendly Visitor Program, which sends people out to visit people who are living in assisted living or long-term care. However, those 98% who live outside of long-term care facilities, they have access through DHS, the Department of Human Services, through the Seniors and People with Disabilities Office. Besides that government agency, the other places that homebound seniors have access to services are through nonprofits, which include Providence Elder Place, which is here in the Portland metropolitan area, and they run adult care facilities and other different types of health care for seniors who are living homebound. Elders in Action is a local nonprofit that advocates on the behalf of seniors, as well as teaches people how to advocate on their own. And then you're probably familiar with Meals on Wheels and the local community centers that are around town. As more people turn 65 over the next 18 years, the number of seniors will grow by nearly 10% in some areas. Now, how do we become proactive and start planning for this boom of seniors? Number one is to identify what we need to keep people active in the community. Isolation is more of a problem in the U.S. than anywhere else in the world. Many people today either have children who live in another city or in another country, or there are people out there who are childless. So who are going to be the people that help the aging society? Number two, we need to realize that there will be a huge increase in the number of people with Alzheimer's. Today there are over 5 million Americans with Alzheimer's. By the year 2030, they estimate that there will be 20 million. That's a 4-time increase in the number of people with Alzheimer's. Now that's if there's not a cure found for it. Currently there are drugs that do slow the progression of Alzheimer's. So what types of services are these people going to need as Alzheimer's becomes more predominant in our society? And then we need to ask ourselves, what types of funds are going to be needed, and how are we going to raise these funds to create these services that include getting people out of an isolated situation and helping those people with an increased disease. So today I challenge you to identify seniors who are alone and may need assistance. I challenge you to get to know your neighbors. You can help them bounce back from loneliness. Step one is awareness. Once you know there's a problem, you can work at solving it. I look forward to hearing stories about how you are going to make a difference. Thank you.